Hi, welcome to Business Influencers. My name is Chris Salem, your host. Welcome if this is your first time. We want to thank you for being part of the Touch of Life TALRadio platform. Business Influencers is approaching its 2-year mark. Yes, we've been out for almost 2 years. It is hard to believe. And the show continues to grow because of you, the listeners coming back each and every week, helping us to really take this show to a whole new level that will serve you in so many ways to move your level of influence in business to the next level. If our show today is being brought to you today by Alumni Direct. Alumni Direct is a new social media community platform dedicated to bringing alumni together from all different generational types, an opportunity to rekindle old relationships, perhaps meet new people for the first time. This is a membership program, meaning it takes all the noise out of social media and gives you access to a wide array of different services that would not be available to the general public as I'm being a member of Alumni Direct. If you'd like some more information, check them out at alumnidirect.com. That's alumnidirect.com. Well, we have a great show for you today, and we have a very interesting topic. We're going to be talking about Save the World, solution for pollution. Yes, is pollution a problem? You bet it is. And we're going to be talking to someone who has dedicated most of his life to this particular area. His name is Alejandro Solis, called Alejsol. He's the artist of life, and he does so many different things that you'll learn more about what he's doing, not only in this area, but other great things that he's done in the music world as well. And we'll be talking about this interesting topic that we hope will generate some engagement to really, get people involved to do the right thing moving forward. And without further ado, we welcome Alejsol to the show.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. I want to say a big shout out to all the people listening, and it's just a great opportunity to expose my work to all you fans and all the people on the radio.
Well, we are so great to have you. Let's talk a little bit about this particular area. I know this is something that really gets you up each and every day. It is such the biggest purpose in your life. You're involved in so many things in terms of businesses, music. But let's talk about this pollution and all the things that you've seen that are happening, and what are some of the things that we can be doing, not only that we're waiting for other people to do this, but what can we be doing as individuals, as people, to help in this matter?
Well, I started, my birth place is Mexico City, and it's 20 million people living there. And when I was growing up, I had a lot of ear infections and nose infection, bacteria from the food. I was always sick, it seemed like. And then at 10, I had a knee fracture, and a man threw me in a pool, cracked my kneecap, and they operated my knee. But the ear infection in my ear went in my bone, and I couldn't bend my leg. My leg got so swollen from the infection after the operation that they're trying to amputate it. So my mom's, I happen to have an American mother from Michigan. She's a nurse, and her name is Loretta Solis. My dad is a doctor, and thanks to them, Gonzalo Solis, they knew that it was bad, what I was facing. So they saved my leg in Texas. We found a doctor that had an antibiotic to stop the infection. This was in like the 80s. I was born in 1972. I'm 51 now, and I'm pretty much trying to do a difference because I was facing the amputation from pollution. So that's why when I see trash cans that look like this overflowing on the streets, it really ticks me off. And I see this from London. I was in London last year. That's a picture from London. I seen it in Puerto Rico. I traveled the world surfing, and I started seeing all this pollution rising on the beaches. It's getting worse every year.
Yeah, so it is an issue. I mean, all the plastic and everything. Yeah. And so, what are some of the things that you've seen this around the world, Alejsol, and obviously it's a problem that we hear things that are that there are things being done, but are they actually being done? Well, that's another story.
Yeah.
But what are some of the things right now that you're advocating, to help, really clean up our environment, not only for, to make it more respectable in terms of where we live and where we do business and so on, but also from, like you said, from a health standpoint, because you personally were impacted by it, growing.
Yeah, it was terrible. And then my focus is on really kids, because these kids here are listening to what I'm telling them, and they are actually putting the work. I have a kid that his name is Vincent Lawson. I spoke to him about 5 years ago. He was 15. And in my meetings, I'm in sales, so I talk to the kids. I sell the parents, I sell vacations for a living. But so I talk to a lot of children with their parents, and I put them to work. I put them to think. I show them my work. And my book is called Save the World: Solution for Pollution. It's on Amazon. I wrote it myself. It's basically a bio showing you how I survived my knee amputation. It has pictures of before and after of different reports that I have made. In this is a 7-Eleven off the exit of Narcousian 528. Before and after, they still haven't cleaned up that location. There's a dumpster that doesn't have a lid. So the solution is so simple that we just have to put better lids on our containment units and our trash cans. And if we do that and hold these business accountable, that would be such a fast solution. It's so simple. So I'm trying to get people involved in the government, and I want to get this in the schools. I want to teach. So I'm becoming like a teacher, a mentor. And this is the story of my knee when I was facing knee amputation. So this book is a story about human development. When I was growing up, they had me with autistic kids growing up, and I'm not autistic. I just have fast thinking, and I was just not passing grades because I was bored. And I think fast, so I do a lot of things. I play guitar, I surf, I sell, I have businesses, I'm a real estate agent. I think you can do anything in this life if you set your mind to it and you believe in yourself. So my book talks about believe in yourself at all costs, believe in your dreams, and believe in God. Whoever is behind. There's something behind everybody. There's a moving force. So you gotta find it yourself. Everybody has their own journey in this life, but we're all together in the same journey. That's what people don't realize. That's why we have all these dividing situations and different borders and different things, when my DNA is actually 9 different DNAs from around the world. I'm 18% Indian, Aztec, and Cherokee from my grandmother's side. So I feel for the planet. I feel for the animals. I respect them, and I hate seeing plastic on the streets. So that's why I have this book for kids, and these kids are very smart. These kids are so smart, and this is the way I plant the seeds now. And the book is for kids 5 to 15-year-olds.
Got it. Well, that's fabulous how you're creating impact, creating influence that recognize that, hey, this is the world we live in, and we all have a part, and we can make it, better and healthier for us in terms of what we do. When you talked about the trash, having better trash lids, maybe not only on the big one, like the big things where people put, waste, but even, just even regular garbage cans. If that were to help prevent, the animals like raccoons and mice and rats, these are the things that sometimes these animals can carry disease and carry bacteria in their droppings. And then these are the things that if we breathe these things in, who knows what it can do to impact us. So, yeah, I mean, it could probably do a lot in keeping those animals away, where that's where they go to feed.
Right. So the book is available on Amazon. If you know a kid, somebody that, you want to, the book has different teachings. It talks about space exploration. I'm a big fan of science, but I'm also a big fan of discoveries. My grandma was related to the Lewis and Clark expeditioners from Kentucky, and that's where my American side's from. So in my DNA, I'm always thinking about more and more discoveries and stuff like that. And I don't know if we, we're kind of falling behind on that aspect, because there's so much stuff that we don't know about where we're from and who made us and all these different things, So it amazes me to look at the stars and look at all the different galaxies that exist. James Webb discovered 2 trillion galaxies just recently. That blows my mind. So I met George Frederick. He's an astronaut that did 3 missions. He trained the people that exploded on the Challenger, and he's in my book. I met him in NASA. And I just think that, the future generation should be focusing on first saving this planet first, then focusing on going outside. You know what I mean? I think we spend billions of dollars on these telescopes, and then we have all this trash around the planet destroying our precious animals and species. Even the manatees are facing extinction now. There's these crops in Florida, the sugarcane crops. The pesticides goes into the waterways and killed all the algae that the manatees eat. So these manatees, we lost about almost 1,000, 2,000 manatees already, and it's hard to get the algae back. A lot of them are dying of starvation. So because of pesticides and just careless operations, that's what I call it. So we need to. That's why I'm teaching the kids this as soon as possible, and I'm trying to get my book around the world as soon as possible.
That's great. So just creating the awareness and doing that, and just to let creating awareness so people can recognize that if they also have similar values and how they look at keeping our planet clean, that if things are going to change, then each of us have to change. It's not waiting for somebody else to change or something else, or a situation to change. It's that we have to change.
Some people tell me in the, like when I call the city hall and I complain, they know me by name. Alejandro, what's going on now? What? And I tell them where the situation is, like the overflowing trash cans is my main concern. And the lady tells me, why are you so mad? I recycle at home. Like, don't get mad at me. I'm like, ma'am, recycling at home is like putting a Band-Aid on a cut made by a sword. You know what I mean? you can't stop the bleeding with a Band-Aid on a big cut like that. So recycling, unfortunately, it's not good enough now. I mean, still recycle, but it's just a lot of the stuff is getting wasted. It's even going in the landfills. It's not being recycled. So we need to. I wish somebody would invent better packaging, better. I know there's inventions out there. We just have to. They need to let us release them is what the situation is.
Yeah,
and it will happen.
Utilize better things that are biodegradable,
right? Yeah,
and so on, and no, I totally get it. Get it.
In Germany, actually, they warn the tourists when they come in. They say, "Hey, if you litter in our country, you're getting €1,000 fine, and you're going to jail for the day." And so people don't litter in Germany. In Japan, same thing. They have strict laws. And people
it's like that in Singapore. You can't.
Singapore. Yeah, in the city they're very strict, but outside the city, unfortunately, they have a lot of situation. But in the Singapore city, very clean, and they even warn you, if you do something, we're gonna lash you 50 lashes on your back. Like, they're serious about their pollution. So unfortunately, we have to adapt to. We need to be the leaders in this matter, because USA, I mean, we're the greatest nation of all times, and we need to continue advancing, in this matter.
Yeah, so true. What would be some of the things, like what you've written in your book? Some of the things you talk about. What can be like some suggestions you can offer, not only to children but also adults, and what they can do to change, to be part of the solution?
Well, definitely it's going to be education, teaching the kids at an early age, that this is very wrong, and that this is so, it's going to be like, it's deadly for the future, because without the bees, we have no life on this planet. If our bees go away, they're not going to be able to pollinate. We're not going to be able to have anything, no life. Like, it's so serious. And a lot of the bees are they're actually dying, but we're smart to bring them back. There's farms, there's other people trying to, bring them back to life. And there's, just like the coral reefs, they get damaged. There's ways to bring them back now, but why even wait for them to get damaged? You know what I mean? Why not prevent that from happening from now? And that's what really makes me upset, is the greed in the world. The what people focus on is themselves instead of the whole. And that's what I try to teach people. I'm the artist of life, and I represent the light. I represent the higher power. I do believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe in God. I'm not like a religious guy either, but I do believe in the word, and my book has different hints of that, and that's my personal belief. But the main subject of this book is to believe in yourselves and do something for your brother, for your fellow man, for your fellow sister, for the kids' future, and the poor species that don't have no voice. I'm pretty much the voice of the animals. That's what I think.
Yeah, and it's so true. And I know right now you live in Florida, And
Yeah.
this is where obviously you probably concentrate a lot of your efforts since you live there, and kind of,
Yep.
you got to look at it one state at a time, one country at a time, and
Yep.
so on. What are some other things that you can suggest that we can do? You said it starts with awareness, education,
Yeah.
and
But
would it be just taking like some just steps to kind of be mindful of what you're doing with your own garbage, and
yeah.
how you dispose of it?
That's the main part. I mean, if people see a trash can overflowing, why would you put another cup on top of that trash can? I see this happening in Dr. Phillips. There's a Starbucks, and I just watch people, and I have documentation, and I do reports on this, and I ask people, like, the businesses, why are you allowing this to happen? And they're like, well, that's not our trash can. I'm like, it's right out in front of your business. It's right on your sidewalk. No, it's not ours. It's the complex. I'm like, okay, we'll call the complex. Oh yeah, we did. But then, so everybody tosses the ball to other people instead of taking accountability. So the main thing is taking accountability and doing something. Even some people, why don't get paid to do that? It doesn't matter. It's your planet. It's your environment. It's your business. Let's clean it. So that's pretty much what I do. I go inside the businesses, tell the people, tell the management, and I go back many times, and until it happens.
It's like
So
a moral responsibility.
yeah,
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 just something that if you're doing something good, it's not only, you're not doing it just for yourself, you're doing it to help other people.
for
And in
everybody.
essence, that knowing that you're doing that's going to help you to know that you did something good.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I see it in Puerto Rico, I see it in London, I see it in Mexico City, I see it in Florida. I mean, back in the 80s, Florida, nobody would litter on the streets. Now you see people throwing their trash right, like outside the gas station, right on the floor. Like, and I just, it blows my mind. Some people throw right out the window. Back in the old days, they used to give you $500 fine for just throwing a cigarette butt out the window. But unfortunately, there's so much population now and so little, police force. But unfortunately, the future is going to be with AIs, and I'm all for it because if the humans can't help me, then I'm going to rely on technology, to be honest. And hopefully, these robots can help me actually stop this, and that's kind of like I am becoming a movie producer soon. And I did my first music video 2016. You can see I have a warning. My music video is called West Wind. You can go to alejsol.com and just put in my name and then just put .com after that, and you can see my music video on YouTube. West Wind is a song about freedom, about love for the planet and love for one woman. And that song, I filmed it in Puerto Rico and in Miami, and it's a story about the planet, the conditions, and everything. It's a visual movie, and my goal is to do this book a documentary, and I'm going to enter the Sundance Film Festival next year and try to go for my movie. My goal is to be an actor producer and make my own movie like Sylvester Stallone did back in the days.
That's great. Well, that's how he started Rocky, and
Yep, big
he
fan.
had a chance to sell it, and which he didn't. And
Yep.
he did it. He did it. Was able to raise money, and the rest is history.
That's it. So it's struggle. Everything is a struggle. People don't understand that the kids of today, they want everything fast. They want everything easy. And it's not like that, man. I mean, I practiced for 3 hours every day for 10 years in my home in my 30s. And then in my 40s is when I became an artist. And then in my 50s, 40s to 50, I started touring and doing all these things that I'm showing you. I've raised millions of dollars in Mexico City for the Teleton concerts for kids with autism for Christmas. I'm going to enter it this year as well. I'm going to go back and I'm also give out my book to the schools where I used to go to. It's sad that a lot of the principals they don't understand my message and they think I'm trying to promote the music or different things, and they some of them block me. So, but I'm still not stopping. You got to continue. If somebody says no to you, that means you got to go harder. You know what I mean? So my book is about perseverance, believe in yourself, human development. There's so many subjects. And then the species. I love animals. They're just so precious to me. This earth has so much life, and the ocean is so precious too. It's amazing.
Wow, that's great. Yeah. And like you said, not everybody's going to understand it, and you're not here to try to persuade them. But you're
No.
here to keep knowing that you're not going to give up, and you're going to create the awareness and keep putting things out there to educate people and allowing them to decide what's best for them with
Yeah,
this particular matter.
that's right. That's right. And I really appreciate you having me on the show so I could tell everybody about this book. So if you have kids, give this book to a kid. It has special instructions in the back, and it has other pictures of other kids' drawings that have made it in my book. And so the kids can get different ideas of different kids. These kids are so creative and so smart. And these kids are like amazing. You know, they listen. They want to start doing things. This kid, Vincent Lawson, is in the University of Purdue. He passes SAT with a 1540 passing score. He's a genius. And he's already producing different things in that university for a future. So my work is paying off. And I want to motivate these children to continue their dreams. This is a show I was on, a Tiberius show. This kid has 100 shows in America, youngest broadcaster in America, right from Orlando. And yeah, so get this book, and there's a coloring section here. These are the largest trees in the world in Santa Cruz. I gave out my book over there. So wherever I travel to, I became a surfer too. I love surfing the waves. So even with a bad knee, I won second place in Puerto Rico last year. I'm competing in 51 years old. So, you know, just inspired. This is for inspiration, you know, for the kids. And this is for all people to actually get a understanding. And there's blank pages in the back of the book for the kids to create the solution for pollution that they think is that they can create, you know, because inventions we can create anything we feel like it. We just have to put our mind to it, is what I think. Our mind is so powerful, but we don't believe sometimes in our capabilities. So I just want to encourage you all to believe in yourselves and follow your dreams.
Wow, powerful message. You know, not only for the youth of today, but you know, us adults as well. We can make a big difference when we stop waiting for someone else to step up or to make
That's
that
right.
be the change that
That's
you'd
right.
like to see in the world. You know, if
Yep.
you be the change, that then things around you will change. And
That's right.
your environment means it's everything. And having a safer environment is a better environment to help us all move forward. No doubt about it.
That's right. There's so much stuff that we don't know with radio waves, electric waves. Like there's even anti-gravity things that have been invented in the past that we don't have access to. But hopefully, the future generations, they you know, if this continues, they wake up, you know, and we can come back together as a whole.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Anything else, Alejsol, that you would like to share as it relates to this topic of save the world solution for pollution? Anything else that we haven't covered that you feel, you know, in the next like minute or so that you can, you know, really drive home for the listeners?
Well, I just like you all to, you know, if you do see pollution in your community, to raise awareness with the government and like send letters to the city of Orlando or wherever you live in your area. And we got to hold, you know, code enforcers accountable. I have 3 reports in my book with code enforcers and the times, the dates. They have actually closed my report 3 times, and the trash is still there. And it blows my mind that these people we're paying the taxes, but they don't want to do the work. So I am going to hold them accountable, and I'm doing my documentary on Netflix. And I have a whole list of people that I've spoken to and places I've been to that they don't do nothing. Unfortunately, I have to disclose it. So that's what I do. I'm like I patrol the earth and I put order. That's kind of what God has me here for. And I also just got engaged also to the Princess of Light.
Oh,
And
congratulations.
yeah, and she's going to be in my movie also. Her name is Aurora, and she has the same vision that I have. And the movie's called The Aztec Warrior. That's a movie, has to do with the same matters about saving the planet from pollution. It's an old love from like year 444, which means love in numerical meaning. Look it up. And also means change and means beginning. It has many meanings. It's funny, numerical messages have been found in space. And there's one that coming from next door galaxy Andromeda in the 80s, and Russian astronaut actually decoded it. So yeah, numerology is amazing. So the movie starts on 444 and we comes to the future and then we meet again. And I'm a businessman selling robots, AIs with Apple, Steve Jobs, actually. And she's the secretary. We meet again in the office, and it's just like a love story come true. And then I can't tell you the end. You got to see it in the movies.
We'll definitely have to make sure people check that out.
Yeah, so that's my future goal. And just all I want to tell y'all is just this is a precious life we have here on this planet. People that have depression, anxieties, different things like that, just look outside, look at nature, put your feet in the ground. Actually, the grounding of your feet on the soil or the sand can heal your body. It's actually true. It grounds you. And they sell these grounding sheets also online that also helps your body to release all the 5G's radiation that's being put in by your devices. So take care of your health, number one. Yep. Believe in yourself, believe in the higher power, whoever you think is your creator. I mean, everybody has the right to believe in what they want. I'm not here to judge nobody or tell anybody what to do. I just have my own mission, and everybody should be thinking about everybody together.
Wow. Well, Alejsol, this has been great information you've shared. I want to thank you for being here. How can the audience listening now and those listening later, best get in contact with you and to connect with you further?
Well, my name is everywhere. You see it on my wall. You see it on my hat. I'm branded Alejsol. So Alejsol. My name is Alejandro Solis. I changed my name to Alejsol, which means light in the darkness. So I'm just here to shed light for all of you all, for all humanity, that to just wake up and just really believe in yourself and believe that this is the only planet we have. Like there's not another planet near us. We don't have technology to get to Centauri 21. It's 6,000 years away from here, that planet, with our technology. So we need to innovate and believe in ourselves and go for it and teach these kids the right message, the right things to do in school and in the future. That's what I do.
Well, so thank you so much. We appreciate you being here, and thank you for taking the time to be on the show today.
Appreciate it, Chris. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
listeners,
guys.
We want to thank you each and every week joining us here at Business Influencers. Again, we are committed to bringing subject matter experts like Alejsol in, especially around important topics that impact the entire world. It's all about influence and influencing people to be part of the solution, to draw their own conclusions, to be part of that experience, whatever that may be. If you have any questions for any future content for Business Influencers, feel free to reach out to us at chris@christophersalem.com. Also, get your hands on Save the World Solution for Pollution. Again, you can reach out to Alejsol and contact him. Make sure you get your hands on that book. Till then, everybody, have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next week. Take care.